Good morning there. I hope you're all doing well. This morning I was wanting to do what's coming up for the weekend for you, but instead I was drawn to doing maybe what you need to reflect on or what you will be reflecting on this weekend. So with that being said, here we go. There is a pile. It's a pick a card, pick a pile card, and we will go through each card and see what resonates to you the most. Or what you can do is go ahead and see the card that calls out to you more. So take a deep breath, exhale, exhale all the bullshit out. So this is in reflection of this weekend. For some of you, it's something that you're going to be going through that's going to make you reflect on what is going on, whether it is card 1, card 2, or card 3. So which one is calling you out more? You might find this maybe after the weekend. These readings are timeless, so any given weekend you could be running into this, and it's going to make you reflect on a certain time and moment that you felt a certain way. Which one is calling you out more? Naked Before the Stars. Number 2 is The Child I Was Meant to Be. And the number 3 is Forgetting Oneself. Now, if you picked card 1, this card is a self-acceptance card. So this card it's more about accepting your own beauty in size, in color, in age, in fat. Accepting your hair, your skin, a beautiful curvy woman wears a lacy lingerie. One is a black corset, and she kneels down in full sensuality under the lights of a million artificial stars. There is no perfection that is worth enough. There is perfection as proud as the heavens. And something to reflect on. I don't know if this is something that you're going to be going through this weekend for some of you. Maybe there is something that somebody will say that triggers certain insecurities within you. But you also need to be reminded that those insecurities that people project on us, they're projections. They're projecting what their insecurities are. And we need to be happy with who we are, the size we are, the color we are. We all have insecurities, but we need to learn how to love ourselves unconditionally. People may come to us and love us for the wrong reasons, for the wrong conditions. But we need to learn to love ourselves more than we love the people that make us so insecure and bound to them. What do you see when you look in the mirror? Do you see something you like? Do you see something you dislike? Something you care? Do you see yourself as someone you care about? Or do you see yourself as being enslaved to yourself, or something, a look, a certain imperfection of your face, of your body, that you are enslaved to? To the stars of media firmament, firmament leaking into your real life. Maybe when you look at social media, it makes you feel more insecure and you're wanting to be perfect like the social media models. To the beauty queens and kings of eternal pageant. To our inner self, to the idea we had when we were younger, to the eyes of the people loving us. I wonder what feeling the words curvy, cute, chubby, fatty, rounded arouse within us. If a smile or distaste of recognition, the quest for beauty is not an empty quest. Even if beauty is not as deep as the ocean, still when we shine, our world becomes brighter. But we will always feel naked in front of the stars. We should just learn to not blush and stand proudly. So that is your message if you picked card 1. Now, if you picked card number 2, which is the child I was meant to be, it is also a card of acceptance. There is a sense of clarity, or maybe just an instant clarity is in the light that you needed. There is tones of lemon yellow and plum and magenta, with casting of the sky and blue morning white. The serene face of a woman with a gentle gesture holds a small growing plant made of dreams and new leaves. To go forward is to go backwards, as hope heals in the wounds of the past. Everything we go through is for a reason. Maybe you could be going through a situation at a family gathering that is going to trigger certain things and memories from childhood. And you need to know that you are growing. The seed is growing here. You are learning to be wiser now. Maybe for others is a message of letting the inner child out. Time to be more kid-like. There is a little darkness in this card. It is a card of connection with ourselves. So many times it feels like a dream. It's fleeting, uncertain, and yet clear. The moment you close your hand to grasp, it turns into fairy light and disappears. But it remains as a lingering smell. A feeling of light and peaches and blooms. It is faith. It is hope. It is a warm smile at the other side of the forest of smoke and mirrors. We can be whole again. We can be pure again. We can be happy again. No matter what we did, we can. and we will. Just know this as a gift of light. Among the cruel darkness, it brings no road, sometimes no solace, but it can become a seed of hope and wind for change, a place for safety in the storm. Even if it's gone, it was definitely here. So you are meant to learn from the darkness of your childhood, maybe, and it's time to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And there could be something in your childhood that triggers this weekend, that gets triggered, and it's going to have you thinking of all the darkness of your childhood. But you need to have faith, you need to have hope that things will always get better. They always do. And that is your message if you picked card 2. Now if you picked card 3, is forgetting oneself. So there is a sense here of this person being masked. He has like a half mask. And you could be a male. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be. These are all gender fluid. So even if you're a male and you are seeing these other cards and they are calling you out more, that message is for you. You can just change the gender as you see fit. So this card is maybe you're going through a stage of denial. Time as eternal, present, not fleeting, but locked. No progress is no regress either. So maybe at the moment you are feeling stuck. There could be something that you are going through or will be going through on the weekend, which is maybe you are masking your emotions, with other things. It could be other substances, it could be drinking too much, it could be partying too much, it could be surrounding yourself with others too much. There is a cloudy background here. So you're just wanting to numb the pain. There is a sense of numbness here. Numbing out the past, numbing out your feelings, numbing out something, right? A beautiful, let's see, oh no. So let's see what it says here. A naked young man whose curly brown hair are intertwined by a gold laurel crown. Half of a golden mask protects his eyes, while the sky around him breaks, ripped to take the shape of a mistletoe branch. Eating the lotus flower, numbing our identity to go by the sound of music that was never ours. So you could be maybe struggling with identity issues. And that can be coming to question this weekend and something to maybe reflect on. Maybe there is something that other people are just seeing and you are that see clearly, and that is of you, and you are not wanting to see that yourself. So it says here, a modern Adonis, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, Adonis, an Asian Hermes, a grown-up Cupid, shrined by Laurel, Merle, and Lotus. He is welcoming allure of the present moment, the warm embrace which numbs everything else. So there is a sense of numbness here. You're numbing things out. Like a bucket's wet kiss. If you let go of the pressure and of the pain, if you let go enough of your identity and of the context you live in, you will just feel better. This is what happens when you fall asleep. When you take refuge in the arms of a loved one, or when you watch a movie slumped ungraciously on a comfy couch. Sometimes, however, it asks for more. It takes more out of you, more out of yourself to be forgotten. You feel just a little better, and maybe the twisted idea that if you forget everything, then you will actually really feel better. Forgetting everything, letting everything go, not just a moment of rest, but as a jump in the dark. It is like vertigo, spinning, round and round. You stand on the edge of a precipice. A little part of you wants to jump, but it is just a moment of rest, a moment of pause, a moment of uncreative selfishness. So what? Let it be and sleep soundly. So maybe this is a time to just sit and reflect. Don't take the jump. It's a time to rest and accept yourself, because everybody else accepts you as you come. But how would a better version of you be? How would that make you feel? Being real to yourself and not masking all the pain that you have within. So that is your reading on what to reflect on for the weekend. I have to go to work. I'm gonna be so late. But I wish you nothing but the best this weekend, and I hope this connected with you. And stay blessed. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Bye.